Here now is another look at the smoke from a wildfire burning near Armstrong in northwestern Ontario. This video was taken from a plane on Monday, but that fire is still burning out of control. And as we've been reporting for a second straight day, it is affecting the air that millions of people are breathing. And those wildfires have also prompted a number of evacuations across northwest Ontario, and many are reaching out to rescue shelters to help care for their pets. So for more on this, we've reached Paul Bishop in Thunder Bay, Ontario. He's a board member and volunteer with the Northern Reach Network, a rescue network in Thunder Bay. Hey, Paul, thank you for making time for us today.
Hi, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
So first, I want you to start by describing for me what it is that your organization does and what the situation is like on the ground right now.
Absolutely. So at Northern Reach Rescue, we help northern communities with fostering, vet care, getting access to vet care, food and supplies and all that kind of stuff. And right now with the wildfires, everybody's being displaced and they're not given much notice to get out. So sometimes they don't know what they're going to do with their pets. So we're getting overwhelmed with a lot of requests for support. Like today, I'm actually at one of the hotels where refugees, where they're going, the evacuated people, and we're picking up a couple dogs right now that will be going into foster care with us until they can figure out and get a better understanding of when they can return home or a long-term solution.
So these are a lot of the evacuees who have left their homes with their pets, but the pets can't stay at the hotel, for example, with the evacuated families. So I'm wondering, what is your capacity? You said you've been inundated with these requests.
Yeah, so we did make a post on our social media requesting support from Thunder Bay people and the surrounding areas, along with Southern Ontario, to get more fosters involved. And we haven't had a lot of people reach out saying that they can open their homes for some time to help out during this unprecedented time that everybody's facing. So we have been getting quite a bit of support. Right now, we actually are getting homes pretty quick for all these animals that we're helping out, which is absolutely amazing, but we wouldn't have been able to do it without people stepping up.
You know, I'm wondering if you're able to tell us a little bit more about the story behind the rescue, the dog that you have with you right now, and how that particular evacuee approached you and what we know so far about where this dog will stay while the family is not able to go home.
Yeah, so they reached out on social media saying that they had a couple dogs in the hotel that they had as their family pets, and they're not able to keep them all with them. As the hotel's policies and all that kind of stuff prohibits that kind of things for bigger dogs, or how many you can bring. So they did request some assistance. And what we did was we got a brief rundown of each of the animals. And then they send us a picture, and then we post it into our group chat where we have a bunch of fosters that are readily available to help out. And we give them a brief idea of like if they're good with kids, if they're good with other animals. That way we can get the best suited home for them. So yeah, these two actually got placed already. So they're going to be going into foster homes, and they're going to be getting taken care of, and then the owners will get updates from us as well.
And it seems like it's a pretty active scene around you. I'm wondering if you're able to sort of show me a little bit more of the scene around you, and also, of course, of the, I think you said there's 2 dogs, in fact, that you've got dropped off here. And so please continue, yes.
Yeah, so these 2 here, they're both from the same family. So they're going into foster homes. As we speak, we're getting them loaded up actually in our van to take them over to their foster home.
Now, in terms of the sorts of supports that are needed from others, you talked about wanting more shelters. There are other sort of supplies because of the risk for these animals as well that you would like to reach out for people to support in different ways.
Absolutely. So we have started a GoFundMe page to get some more money, as it's going to be a huge expense coming up, which we don't mind taking on. We are a nonprofit. So you can donate that way, or you can actually go on Amazon, and we have a wish list on our Facebook page as well. requesting different items that we actually are in dire need of. And that is one way you can support as well.
Paul, what are your conversations like with these pet owners as they're handing them off to you, as they recognize that their homes may no longer be there or perhaps will be at high risk, and now they're also having to give up their pets, at least for a temporary amount of time? I mean, how emotional are these evacuees?
There's just a plane going over, so 1 second.
No problem. We know it's a very active situation where you are right now.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
If you do have a moment now, just to tell us what your conversations with evacuees have been like.
Yeah. So a lot of people are scared and nervous, and they're not really sure what's happening. And they weren't given much notice. A lot of them are really sad and upset to have to separate from their animals. But they are putting a lot of trust into us and letting us help them out in a situation where it's needed. But we've guaranteed them that they're going to homes that are going to be loving and giving them that comfort that they're going to need during the time, and also willing to give them updates as it's progressing. And obviously, we're not too sure how long it's actually going to be for some of these people.
And I'm wondering, Paul, if you can describe for me too, just how traumatizing it also is for the pets here to be separated from their owners and to not be in a familiar surrounding.
Yeah, so a lot of the animals that have been coming in are already anxious and stressed because they were evacuated without really no idea of what's going on. So a lot of them are already stressed out. They're already anxious. They're unsure of the new people that are coming in to meet them. And us bringing them into homes, but they usually open up pretty quick. Once they get into the foster homes, they actually open up pretty quick to the new family.
Paul, I want to thank you so much for this perspective, of course, of what evacuees are going through and what your organization is doing to help them. So thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for taking the time.
That is Paul Bishop. He is a board member and volunteer with the Northern Reach Network, and he joined us today from Thunder Bay, Ontario.